Hi guys. I thought I'll just quickly turn the camera on. I've been asked to do tutorials quite a few times and I haven't really done any yet because I suppose I'm a bit of a chaotic worker in that I don't plan anything out. I might be working on something and then I'll come across some little piece of junk and then I'll get distracted and go off and do something else. So to give you an example, I was wrapping some Secret Santas, and if you don't know what those are, I'll put the link in the description box below. It's just a little pack that I sell in my Etsy shop. Anyway, the Christmas gift wrap that I was using had these cardboard ends down the bottom, so it was kind of rolled like this, and the two rolls of gift wrap go into the cardboard. And I thought, ooh, they're really cute patterns on the cardboard. One has stripes and one has dots. And so because I saw this little scrap of cardboard, I then get distracted and I go off and think I'll quickly just make some little embellishments out of this little piece of cardboard so that I don't have to add it to my crap box or scrap box. And yeah, and that's how I work. I make stuff as I find little bits of junk. I don't set out to make something. It just happens. So because I've only got a little piece, I thought I'll just quickly whip up something really super duper easy, simple. And then I'll chuck those into the little Secret Santa packs as well. So all I did, I punched out, you can see I've punched out some hearts. I've got some large hearts and some little hearts to get in on the little pieces. So I've just got like a heart punch. This one I think I got in a Christmas present. Might have been from hubby one year. He might have bought it at Spotlight on special, I'm not sure. But and this one I got from a garage sale for like 50 cents or something. Anyway, so I'm sorry about my sniffing and voice. I've got the flu. So I just punched out some hearts out of that cute cardboard. And look how cute they came out. Little dots, little candy stripes. Really cute. And then what I do, I just look around my desk to see what other rubbish I had. And I've had this book sitting here for ages that I've been using the book pages because it's a novel that I finished reading. It was the Book of 1001. It was Arabian Nights, I think it was. Anyway, it's nice and yellowed, so I've just got the book on my desk and I just punched out some little, I don't know what you call these, but they're like scalloped squares. And where did I put the punch here? Yeah. Okay, so I had to cut a section of the video out just there and refilm because I noticed after filming this punch that I was about to tell you about has a metal plate on top which has a mirror effect, clear as day. And of course I'm sitting here in my nightie with no bra on and I didn't want to give you a show. Oh my gosh, do you know, I actually got caught like that when I was filming my mixed media journal cover video. One of the metal pieces had a mirror, like a mirror ball effect. But this one, it was even clearer than that. So I thought, yeah, I better get rid of that. And I don't know how to blur on the editing software I've got. I did figure it out within YouTube last time, but it was a bit painful. Anyway, so what I was saying is I picked this punch up just at a flea market at Roselle. It's I think it's at Roselle Public School, and it's right across the road from where the old Balmain Leagues Club used to be. And I think they're open every Saturday. And there's one stall. It's the very first stall as you go in from the Victoria Road end. And the lady there, she sells some arty crafty items. She had a whole bunch of punches. And this one I picked up for $3, which is quite good and it cuts really good. It's a large one. And I picked up a circle punch as well, because somehow I've survived all these years without a circle punch. But anyway, she also sells some lace and trims and buttons. She's got heaps of buttons, quite cheap as well, the buttons. I actually resisted buying buttons. I do have a button collecting problem, but I didn't get any that day. And she's also got some doilies as well that she sells quite cheap, like anywhere between 50 cents and $2, I think. And some of them are really, really nice, the hand embroidered ones as well. But anyway, I'll get back to the video now. And I don't have a lot of punches. I've just got little odds, bottom pods. Oh, and I picked up a circle punch that day as well. So I just thought I'll punch out some of these little scallop squares. And I mean, they're super easy. Like, everyone probably makes stuff like this, but I just wanted to show you why it's hard for me to do tutorials, because I really do everything so ad hoc on a whim. So from this could lead to making a journal. That's how I work. But what I will try and do, as I make things, I will start trying to quickly turn the camera on to show you. I mean, I don't do anything really hard. I mostly do mixed media stuff, but I haven't shown a lot of that on my channel. But yeah, I'll start trying to flick the camera on and showing you bits. And then little embellishments like this. Just pick 2 or 3 things of rubbish around your desk or in your crap box and stick to those, so that you don't put too much thought into it, because when you start overthinking stuff, you then spend forever on it. And so I just punched out these little scallop squares. I've got next to me this bag of red scrap fabric from when I was cutting material up for Christmas journals and embellishments and stuff like that. And I just picked out a few little bits of fabric. So the one I like is this cotton fabric. It's really, really thin and it frays really well. I really love it. I'm not sure what this was from. I can't remember because I've been chopping it up for so long. I've had it forever. Yeah, so I just get teeny tiny little pieces like this. And all I do is just grab a few. I've got some tissue paper that was in my crap box. I've got some little bits of wedding dress material, because, you know, I've been chopping up wedding dresses for the mystery packs. So I've got all these little pieces that I've been using for bits. Bit of tulle. I've got some string. This is actually, it's not string, it's it was the pieces that came off. I've got a drop cloth that it's a paint drop cloth of hubby's that I kind of stole it off the clothesline after we finished painting, and I've been ripping it up to use as lining on the inside of journal covers, because I love how the edges fray, and sometimes you can pull off big strands of it. And I've been using these strands. They're really good when I sew buttons onto little scraps of fabric. Or I don't even sew them. Sometimes I just poke them through the buttonholes and just tie it off. Just because it's beige, it looks nice and grungy. Anyway, and I don't even think about what I'm doing. I just grab whatever little teeny pieces around me. And when I say don't overthink it, don't think of like placement and all that sort of stuff. Just chuck it on. They always turn out cute anyway when you just throw random stuff together. The only thing I will do is rip that in half, because I think it's a bit too big. Yeah, and I just grab little bits, and I mean, these aren't, I didn't set out to make embellishments. It just came about because I just wanted to use up that little scrap of gift wrap cardboard. So I've got a little bit of eyelash trim there that I'll chuck on as well. And I've got this. This is my favourite little tool. It's a tiny attacher. Yes, and it's Mr. Tim Holtz. James, my friend in America, he sent that to me. And I love it. Everyone always says, why do you love that tiny attacher so much? It's because, you know, if I had double the amount of crap on here, it would still staple through it. It's so cool. I love it. Anyway, you can ink the edges if you want. I'm not going to bother because I'm just making up quick little teeny tiny things to go in my Secret Santas. Well, I hadn't planned to. I just didn't want to waste that really cute little piece of cardboard. And then this is why, like, I will then, so I'm really bad with throwing stuff away. A lot of the time, depending on how I've punched this, I will then try and also use the negative piece of this. So here I won't because I've, you know, broken the link between the two cutouts, but something like, see these two? Those now I'll cut and then I'll try and use those, and then I go on forever and ever trying to use every little stupid piece so that it doesn't go in the bin. But it's worked really well actually, because we've got, sometimes we don't even put our rubbish bin out for 3 or 4 weeks now because we just don't have any rubbish. We compost everything, all our food scraps we compost. What else? All our soft plastics. Actually, if you recycle your soft plastics, you will find that your rubbish drastically reduces. You will have practically no rubbish. It's surprising how much of your rubbish is soft plastics and food scraps, you know, eggshells and all that sort of thing. See, now I needed to punch some more squares and I was just tempted. I've got this scrap of wallpaper on in my crap box, and I was so tempted then to grab that and start doing something with that. But then I'll like go down a different path and I'll think, oh, okay, for that, I don't want to use this and I'll use something else. So I try and just stick to what I've put in front of me to use. Otherwise, I'll go on forever. And even though I try, yeah, it doesn't always work. I'll always go off on a tangent and make something else. But yeah, our rubbish, all our soft plastics now, we have a bin in our laundry. We've got an inside laundry, so we have a little bin for our soft plastics, and we put all our soft plastics in there, and that's things like, you know, biscuit packets, chip packets, all those foiled wrappers, you know, pea packets, beans, frozen beans, chip packets, stuff like that. If you recycle all of that, you'll see you hardly have any rubbish. Here though in Australia, we can't recycle that sort of stuff in our regular recycle bins. We need to actually collect it and take it down to, there's a couple of supermarkets, big supermarket chains that have bins out front of their store that you can put them in. So Coles and Woolies and stuff like that. I have spoken to the manager at Audi about doing something like that, but I kind of got the fob off, so I need to get onto someone higher, because I think every supermarket should be doing something like that. Supermarkets, petrol stations, you know, places that we frequent often, so that there's really no excuse, because you can just chuck it in a bag at home. I know some people don't have room, but we've got a laundry, so which is not too far off the kitchen, so quite easy for us. We just chuck it in there and then drop it down whenever I go down the supermarket. And then, yeah, of course, all the bottles and all that sort of stuff gets, plastic bottles, all that sort of rubbish gets recycled in the recycle bin. Food scraps go into the compost. I don't actually have a compost pile. All I do is I have a little compost bin in the kitchen, like a teeny tiny one. It's like, I don't know, like about this, I don't know, about that high. And so that it fills quickly, so you're forced to empty it every single day. And I just bury it straight into the garden. So I just have this little raised area in the garden, and I just, this one needs something. Yeah, and I just dig a hole and chuck it straight in there. I don't actually have a compost pile. So I don't think I'd be disciplined with it with a compost pile. Anyway, if you just bury it straight into the ground, it breaks down super fast anyway. And we also have a green waste bin for grass clippings and all that sort of stuff, which I also put those in the garden, but things like, you know, bigger branches we put in the green waste bin. So yeah, we hardly ever take our bins out now because there's nothing in them. The only thing we do have is when we watch the grandkids, because they're young, they're still little babies. They're still in nappies, and my son and daughter-in-law, they use disposable nappies. So yeah, we do have nappies which have to go into the bin, which I hate. Those things take forever to break down in landfill. But I don't think anyone uses cloth nappies these days. They were a pain to wash. Actually, I think I had my daughter in cloth nappies for a little while when she was young, and then you get sick of washing them, and that's when disposable nappies were kind of coming in. Yeah, so the bin will go out the week that we watch the kids, because I don't want dirty nappies. Wish I had more big hearts. Kind of don't like the little guys. Oops, my video's probably going to cut off. Where did that go? Anyway, that's it. I'll leave it at that. So you get the idea. That's kind of how I work. A bit chaotic. So these little loose hearts, I'll finish making some little embellishments, and they're just cute too. I don't know, you have a little pile aside, and they don't have to be exactly like this. You can use anything. If you don't have one of these scallop punches, just you know, rip some book page. Actually, you know who makes really cute little clusters? Jessica Rapp. I'll put the link to her channel down below. She makes the most gorgeous little clusters, but she's really organized, so hers are intentional. She has this big plastic box, you know, with the dividers, and she collects all certain little things, and they're all sorted so nicely. So when she sits down to make clusters, she grabs things from everywhere, and she makes the most adorable little clusters. And yeah, but hers are more intentional. Mine are a bit I just clean my desk. Like, I've got this tag here from it was cut off a wedding dress, and if I see this on my desk, whatever I'm working on may go by the wayside. And then I'll start doing something with this, and then I'll think, oh, I've got more tags put away over there, and then I'll pull a whole box of tags out, and then I'll just completely get sidetracked. So yeah, I'm trying to stay a bit more focused these days, but yeah, I just don't work like that. I just take one piece of junk and then I just try and use it. That's kind of how I work. I don't ever think I want to make little clusters. I just end up making little clusters from whatever little piece of rubbish I happen to come across at the time. It's probably not a very good way to work. I'm not very productive, I must say. Oh, actually, I kind of am. I get through a lot, actually, but not of the one thing that I was set, like, you know, not of the one thing that I set out to make. It could be something completely different. And you might think these are a bit weird, but I just like little things like this. I stick them in Happy Mails. I put them in little packs. I just think they're cute to just stick down somewhere. Like, look at this little guy. Completely made of rubbish, leftovers, scraps. I don't know if that's focusing because I can't really see the camera properly. Oops. Yeah, I think they come out super cute. Anyway, that's all. That's enough of me blabbing. I'll try and show more of what I do and make. A lot of journals and that, they never make it to video. I just send them straight out to people. Haven't shown a lot of mixed media or assemblage or collage work, which is what I really love. And painting, yeah. I'm so petrified of putting it on camera. Anyway, I will try to show more of my work so I don't bore you with Happy Mails and flip throughs. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for hanging about. Bye.